Hi, this is Jasmine Powers. I'm here at Homewood High School. I am presenting about my fourth period weight training class. It consists of 8 male students from 10th through 12th grade. I have 3 seniors, I have 4 juniors, and 1 sophomore. And honestly, this is my favorite class out of all my classes. I'm a big advocate for working out, exercising, fitness. So when I got my schedule and it said weight training, I'm like, okay, great. This is something I love to do. This is something that, it just will come natural to me. And it really has for the most part. I love that I have a small, small class. I only have 8 guys right now. And, it just makes our lessons a little bit more intimate and more enjoyable as well, because we work out. I'm teaching them different weight training techniques and exercises, and then we do that for about 20-25 minutes, and then we transition to just playing basketball or flag football, just doing some kind of cardio after that, and it's actually been going really well for us. I've been able to get to know these guys on a personal level, which has been good, because I think it's very important for you to establish a relationship with your students. So, having 8 students has been great for me. I'm going to discuss one particular lesson I did with these guys that I think they really enjoyed. And this is actually something you, Professor Jackson, watched me do, where it was basically a weight training workout, but I tried to put it in a more realistic and practical setting when it comes to cognitively what they're thinking about. So started with a warm-up. All of our lessons starts with a dynamic warm-up that I normally lead. So we go through our dynamic warm-up. We jog, high knees, butt kicks, skip and reach, side lunges, RDLs, just to kind of get our muscles moving and get going. And then I explained the lesson, which I told them I was going to partner them up, and they had to create their own their own workout, but they had to imagine that they were 28, 29 years old. They were out of town on a business work trip, and the only thing they had was a fitness center in their hotel. And in that fitness center, they had different weight machine exercises that they could use. So they had to kind of get with a partner and create a workout based on being in a fitness room at their hotel that has weight training machines. And the paper that I gave them to fill out is this right here. I don't know if you can see it, but they basically had to fill in 2 different weight machines, then add a core or conditioning, then fill out 2 more weight training machines, a core and condition, and then 2 other weight training machines, and then a core and condition. And they had to write down the weight that they did these exercises. I wanted them to do 2 sets for the exercises, and the reps had to be at least 10. So, the good thing about being here at Homewood is that we have a lot of resources. So we have one weight training room where it has a lot of free weights. You have your barbell. We have kettlebells. We do a lot of our free weight exercises in there. And then we have another workout room or weight room, as you will, where it's nothing but machines, weight training machines. And also an elliptical for conditioning. So, having those 2 resources has been huge for our class. It kind of helps me with variety of coming up with different lessons. So it's a ton of weight training, machines in that second weight room, and that's what we went to, obviously, for this lesson this day. And, I gave them like 5 minutes to, walk around, and we've worked out in this weight room before, obviously, so they kind of are familiar with these machines, but they had to collaborate with a partner, pick those 6 different machines that they would use, you know, and they're really imagining that they're, you know, they're on a business work trip out of town and they're in a hotel and this is what the fitness center has to offer. And the way I did it, or what I told them to do was, okay, the first two machines, do one machine, your partner will do the other, then y'all will flip, and then y'all can do the core or conditioning together. And then if the sets were 2, they would do that twice, and then they would move to the next 2 machines and core. So, you know, this lesson took around between 20 and 25 minutes. The guys really were focused. The way I assessed this lesson was, you know, I made sure that they completed the workout form. They had to fill this out and fill it out correctly and put their names on it. That was a part of my assessment. And then the other part was just, you know, just making sure that they stayed on task with their partner. You know, I think in anything with fitness and exercising, that it's always good when you have somebody next to you. And I always try to explain that to them. A lot of stuff that we do, being that it's only 8 students, you know, I try to partner them up, or sometimes I put them in groups, just because it's always it's a lot more enjoyable. It's a lot more fun to work out when you have other people with you, when you have people to motivate you, encourage you during that time, because, you know, sometimes working out is not the most fun thing to do, and it's hard to do sometimes when you're just by yourself. So, you know, I assess them on staying on task with their partner. And, you know, I would say this is a really mature group of guys, and they did a good job of staying on task with this lesson for the most part. And, you know, some of the things I thought about after this lesson, about different things that I can do, you know, for other lessons was, you know, maybe have them imagine that they're old, they're elderly, they may be 60. Okay, what kind of workout can you do? What kind of fitness exercises do you think you will be able to do? What kind of, you know, just getting them to, you know, think critically and practically about those things, because it's so realistic. But overall, this lesson went really well. Now I'll just go ahead and read my central focus, just so you'll know for sure that I'm answering these questions that was, you know, directed on for this presentation. But my central focus was for them to learn how to get 20 to 30 minutes of physical activity through weight training and working together with a peer to create a weight training workout. Some of the standards that I got from Alex for high school elective courses, because, you know, weight training, that's what this is, was apply movement concepts and fitness principles to a variety of physical activity settings. Analyze physical activity, sport, and recreational practices for safety, risk, and consequences. And then the last one I use is the most important one that I fall back on, you know, each day, is to demonstrate the level of fitness required for successful participation in a variety of physical activities. My learning objective was students will be able to create a weight training workout with a partner using weight training machines instead of free weights. Students will create the workout and then perform the workout for a total of at least 20 minutes. Like I said, this was a pretty, you know, engaging and fun lesson for us. I tried my best to, you know, walk around and give feedback on, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory using some of these machines, but for a couple I actually had to demonstrate myself. And just to kind of hit on demonstration a little bit and talk about things that I've learned throughout this program, you know, this summer I finally took Dr. Friedman's class on adolescent development, basically, student adolescent development. And one of the things that we learned was the social learning theory by Bandura. And I think that is so critical for us as physical educators, is because we're always modeling, we're always demonstrating. And specifically with this class, weight training, I do a lot of that daily, especially when I'm introducing new weight training exercises with free weights. You know, it's very important that I demonstrate, you know, the proper technique and form that these guys need to know and do to prevent injury and to make sure that they're doing it the right way. So the social learning theory by Bandura has been huge for me, and that's basically, observational learning. Our behavior is changed by the imitation of models. And I just kind of wanted to quickly hit the 4 elements of observational learning, which, this is something that I do a lot. One is attention, watching the model so that my students are watching me, whether I'm performing a barbell squat or a kettlebell swing or overhead press. Just attention, they're watching me. Retention, visualizing what the model is doing. Okay, I'm hoping that they're playing it back in their head, exactly what I'm doing. And then production, engaging in behavior, but you need feedback and coaching. So when I send them off to do these different exercises, I'm constantly giving feedback. Feedback is very important in our class because some of these guys have experience with lifting weights and weight training, and I have a couple that really have no experience. So I constantly try to give as much feedback as I can to these guys when we're working out. And then the last one is just motivation and reinforcement. Finding ways to keep them engaged and excited about what we're doing, even if it's working out. Music plays a big part in that. Sometimes I let them, choose the music we listen to, long as it's clean. And I just try to think of different things or in different ways that I can keep them engaged and keep them, excited about what we're doing. And so far, I really think it's been going well. My overall experience with this EdTPA has been okay. EdTPA has been a little complicated for me. But as far as, having to record myself, that was something completely new for me, having to record myself actually teaching and then watching that video. I'm like, gosh, why do I sound like this? Or gosh, why am I moving like that? I really think that was very helpful for me. Just as far as my tone and my voice, I know those are the 2 biggest areas that I feel like I needed to improve on. And then just making sure that I always have their attention when I'm talking. I noticed that on one of the videos that I recorded of myself. So I think EdTPA has been helpful for sure. And I'm just very grateful to be in this position that I'm in right now here at Homewood. It's a lot of resources here. It's very diverse, and the biggest things, I feel like I have the support from the administration. Dr. Barnes has been great. Erica Moss, who is the head of our department, and I had a prior relationship with her. She's been great. The people in our physical education department, I have Coach Hall, like I said, Coach Moss, and then Coach Poe. Working with those guys have been extremely helpful for me as my first year being here, and it has made my overall experience great so far. So I'm extremely grateful. I kind of just wanted to hit on that. That's been one of my favorite lessons that I've done. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to shoot me a video back or send them in my email. I just want to thank you, Dr. Jackson, for everything you've done throughout this journey that I've been on. And I'm just glad that you've been here to support me as I come to this finish line. And I'm excited. I'm very excited about next week and crossing that stage. You have no idea how much this means, not just to me, but my family, because I'm the first one in my family to get a master's degree. So I just want to thank you for all your help and support from my undergrad years to definitely this graduate journey. I definitely wouldn't be able to have made it through without you. So thank you.